French authors, although not many do this kind of work, they just regurgitate the system as they internalize it as tradition, you know. So if there is a new cartomancy book out there, then it's just a copy of the previous. So people don't actually engage with any kind of reasoning. If they do bother to give any kind of examples of some readings, you understand, for instance, why they see the suit of diamonds. I mean, diamonds in the French system, it's bad. It's as bad as anything. But then when you see from the readings, again, if the author actually performs any readings, in addition to just telling you this means that, then you get the sense that they take it at face value that the diamonds corrupt, like money corrupts. Yeah. And if you have lots of it, you have power, because culturally it's money. It's the money that makes the world go round. I wish it was love, but it's not. Money makes the world go round. And then if you have money, you have power by implication, and diamonds or money corrupts. Yeah. And therefore, then the French, somewhere down the line in that tradition, they decided that diamonds, you just stay away from them. You know, diamonds, they render you a horrible person. And I have lots of cartomancy here from the French tradition, and they all say the same thing. So it's like, it's a bad idea to be associated with the diamonds in any way whatsoever. Now, when I talk about why I associate the clubs myself with trees, with labor and work, or why the hearts are associated with the sanguine system, for instance, with family. I simply rely on nature. I go to nature for my associations. Okay, so I go to our bodies. For me, the heart is my body, you know, like the blood that goes through my system. Without that, it's all death, right? if there is no blood circulation, what am I? A mummy or something, right? So without that, the energy of that circulation, I'm nothing, right? Also familial relations, you know, if you're related to somebody by blood, you know, the whole suit of hearts spells that out. Now with the clubs, you know, I see them as trees that are chopped off, you know, so that you create the batons, you know, that you can then build with, or you can compete with, you know. So I'm always going to the nearest association of what makes sense if we have to go across these significations. With the diamonds, it's very simple. It's a thing of value because it has all these facets, you know. So we're not talking about raw diamonds here. They are worthless. I mean, and the diamond as such is just a piece of carbon, right? It's pretty worthless. Who added value to it? Well, somebody clever who decided, well, let's polish the goddamn thing, and if we give it even 57 facets, then it's gonna be so brilliant that it's gonna blind you, you know. That's a wonderful thing. Not to mention, of course, the diamonds, because of the density or the hardness, you know, they can cut through just about anything. So, you know, so we use them in association with our own minds for once. You know, we want to be as sharp as a diamond. Otherwise, you know, I don't even know how the hell we can make it in this world if we don't develop any kind of cunningness that comes very close to the kind of sharpness that the diamond exhibits, or clarity of mind. And then at the same time, you know, we transact, you know, a diamond, even though a lot of people say that, well, it's De Beers who created, you know, the Dutch company who created this whole myth about the diamond being forever. It's a very modern fairy tale, mind you. It's not an old thing. And then the Americans bought the narrative, you know, and then the price of the diamond, it just went skyrocketing, you know. So that's just a marketing strategy and trick. So excellent, more power to them. Oh, how it dazzles, you know, and we fall for it. There is some glamour associated with it, yeah. And we want something sparkly, that thing that captures the light, you know. So in that sense, it's a magical object, yeah, a diamond. So, you know, it captures the light. It's like with our faces, you know, if we can capture the light and then refract it to others, then lo and behold, they fall in love with us, you know. And who doesn't want that? So, so there are a lot of properties that from the diamond very close to what we actually do with the thing, we transact with it, we enchant others with it, and so on and so forth. With the spades, literally, you dig the earth with a spade. You simply just dig the earth with a spade. Or if somebody that doesn't behave, you're just gonna go like mob style, you whack them over the head, and then you bury them too. I mean, see what I mean? So that's that. So in other words, the function of the spade is to keep some kind of order. Yeah. So that's it. I don't need to go to Etea for I don't know what kind of complicated meanings. And not to mention Etea, he loved to count also. So before he arrived at his system, or like say that the 3 clubs means this or that, he brings a whole lot of narrative about how you count through the numbers. They all wanted numbers to be this magical thing. Mind you, numbers are magical because so abstract, and yet what we do so many things with them. So imagine, they can't get more magical than that. So sure enough, but they're not magical in the sense that the esoteric people, inform about numbers, so they're not magical in that sense. Nonetheless, my point is that their arguments and Atea's argument doesn't hold any water when you take the whole system and say, how close is this to what we in actuality know about the thing, and how we in actuality use the thing. Yeah. So what I'm an advocate for is always to look at the cards as an instrument. Yeah. We use it for a purpose. Yeah. And this purpose has actually very little to do with this premise that the occultists all have, which is to tap into the higher or the lower. You go to and visit the demons and the world, or you go and say hi to the angels in some, I don't know what, upper spheres. I love those stories. They're great, but but how useful are they when somebody wants to say, I need to know, is my stock going up or down now? And then I simply just look at what kind of goddamn cards I get on my table, and then I just deliver that according to exactly what is the closest to what we conceive as a commonality of daily life objects, yeah, and their use in daily life. Yeah?